These new Google AI avatars are absolutely insane. So what I'm going to show you is how I created this avatar using Google's new systems. Let me show you exactly how it works. So this is the video that we're going to play, and I'm just going to remove the X cancellation. Here we go. All right, let's play this back.
Sharing this has been a journey, but look, my skin feels so much better now.
So basically, we've got an AI avatar generated with Google. We've got background music inside the video. We've got kind of like UGC style content where, she's vlogging away and she's talking directly to the camera. And this was all automated in one single click using this system, which I've actually given away for free as a template inside the AI Money Lab, completely free. Grab the JSON files right there, boom shakalaka, you can get access to it. And exactly how this works step by step is we have taken an image from Google's new Nano Banana update, which you can see right here. So we're using Google Nano Banana, which is completely free actually to access if you want to get access to it. And essentially when you're doing this, you can then go into NA10 and you can use this workflow to actually generate a video in a couple of clicks, and it's really simple and easy to set up, right? So you can see here, for example, we've actually got the brand asset input, which I'll show you in a second. I'll show you how this workflow works. That's going to send it over to Google Drive. From there, we have a brand strategy agent, a creative director, and a production specialist. These are all AI agents that are going to come up with the script and the style of the video, etc. Based on the image we input into the workflow. That's going to generate a video. Then we're going to send that over to Google Drive and upload it, like you can see over here. This is actually directed on Google Drive. So let me show you how this works, right? Step by step from the beginning. We'll test it out now. So essentially what we're going to do over here is we are going to go into Nano Banana. We can just say, okay, create a vlog style UGC image of a woman advertising a yoga mat, something like that. First person vlog from the phone, authentic, real, amateur style video, right? Something like that. So we're going to create that image right now, and you can do that inside Nano Banana. Now, the good thing about Nano Banana is it's probably the fastest and the easiest way to generate images, and these images are very lifelike. For example, like if you look at this image, most people on the internet are not going to be able to tell that that is an actual AI, right? There's not a real person, for example. And so we're going to generate that now. You can see over here. I'm going to say, okay, remove the phone, etc. Should feel less, you want it to feel more authentic. So it should feel more authentic / real, like UGC content for IG. No filters, no color gradients, etc. Just a woman blogging from her phone. But you can't see the phone. All right. And then basically we can generate UGC images like you can see over here. The other way you could do this is you could just take a UGC image that you actually like, and then you could go over to Gemini Nano Banana, and you could say, okay, create images, paste that image in of the UGC style that you like, and just say, recreate this, but a man, something like that, right? And then you could have a man who's actually doing the same process. All right, so for example, you can see here we've got another example. Or you could change the product. So if you have a specific product in mind, you can go straight there. John says where to generate super realistic straight on headshots. So like you see right here, you can do this directly on Gemini. Right. In fact, what I'll do, if you want to use this as a base template, let me go inside the AI Money Lab, and you can just download the image for your prompts right here. And then you can say, okay, create the male version of this or whatever. Okay? So we've got the headshot straight on right there, and then we can take an image like that, generate this image. We're going to save that now. Then we're going to go over to our NA10 workflow, like you can see over here, and we're going to click on execute workflow, right? This is going to pop up an image that we can upload with a campaign brief and a target mood for our avatar video. So for example, if we click on here and we're going to click choose file, we'll upload that image that we just generated. Here we go. All right, so we've got that good to go. And then we've uploaded that right here. From there, what we're going to do is do the campaign brief. So for example, we can now say, right, UGC style video of a man blogging about skincare product, right? And then inside the target mood, we can say, okay, positive, good vibes, UGC plus super realistic video. All right. And then we can say how it's changed his life, something like that. We're going to hit submit like so, and that's going to start running the workflow, right? So if we X off that, you can see it's now running through the brand strategy agent. That's going to go to the creative director. And then we're going to send that over to the production specialist. These are all built with custom prompts. And then that's going to send it over to FAL to generate the video with Google's Veo 3. Now, what we have over here is a workflow that's triggered by a webhook that will get the video once this has been generated from FAL, right? So you can see how it's waiting for the trigger event. And so basically, once this is finished generating the video, it's going to trigger a webhook that will then validate the generation, download the video, and upload it to Google Drive for us. So we can basically take an image, create an avatar video, custom script it with our 3 AI agents that are going to edit it and come up with the script and everything else. That's going to send it over to FAL, and then FAL is going to use this to generate and download the video, right? And then it uploads it automatically to Google Drive as well, which is awesome. So super easy. And if you want to get the template, so Diogo says to have the template, I have to be inside the community. Free community, right? AI Money Lab, link in the comments description. If you can't find it, ask ChatGPT or ask Google. And basically inside there, completely for free, you will find the template like so, right? So if you go to the AI Money Lab free community, go to the classroom, scroll down to NA10 automation templates, you will find the Google Avatars automation workflow right here. So if you want to steal this stuff from me, you can, and it's not going to cost you anything. All right. So this is basically how you can use it step by step to generate those AI avatars. I do actually have another version that's kind of more polished, right? So I know some people want more like polished media style videos for an actual brand and that sort of thing. So if we have a look at this one, this is another version. Let's have a look at this. We're just going to click view on. And if we go to executions, we can see previous workflows that we've generated. So this is another one. This is kind of like a more polished version. Let me pull this up right here. So let's play this back.
Hey guys, so a lot of you have been asking about my skincare routine.
Right? So you can see how it's generated the avatar again. But this is kind of more of a polished style. It's less authentic. So it depends what you want to do and how you want to use it. So really easy to do this step by step. And I've shown you exactly how it works. And whilst we're waiting for that to load in the background, let me walk you through exactly how it works, right? And what we're doing here and how to set up yourself. So essentially what we first have is a form. So this is an input form where people can basically insert their own information. So for example, here inside the brand asset input, we have a brand, the form is called a brand video creator, brand asset file, so people can upload it. And then we've added a couple of fields here. So for example, you can insert a brand campaign brief with text, and you just basically describe like your brand story or idea. Then you can have a target mood with the element of text, and basically people can submit the form with their image that they want to animate as an avatar, and then that will send it over to Google Drive, right? So you can see here that we are taking that image, uploading it to Google Drive as a file, and calling it a brand asset, right? So you can see here inside the file name, we have the JSON brand asset file name over here, right? Then that's going to send it over to our brand strategy. Now, if you want to see the male version of the generated output, let me show you this, for example. So this is the avatar with a man on the skincare product. So let's play it back.
I used to struggle with my skin, but finding the right routine has given me so much confidence.
So you see, You see how it's created like multiple different storylines right there and sort of stitched multiple different scenes together. You can also do that too. Just describe it inside the brand asset input when you're generating these styles. Enthusiastic says, do you know how to get free API to build like this? So you could do this directly inside Gemini and use Veo 3. For APIs, I think there's no free API when it comes to generating videos with Veo 3, as far as I'm aware. And John says, I want polished professional spokesperson, not regular person in car blogging, casual style. Yeah, so you can use that process I've just shown you. Let me pull up an example of this, right? So this is more like professional spokesperson here. So if we play this back, so you see how that's a lot more professional, kind of like Hollywood style. So you can have that style too. They're both inside the AI Money Lab. So if you want to grab the avatar style, the real authentic one, it's there. If you want to grab like a more polished version, there you go. All right, and they're both inside the AI Money Lab, completely free. You're not going to pay for that at all. So from here, once we've uploaded to Google Drive, then we've got this process over here, right? So we've got, for example, a brand strategy agent. And what we can do from here is we can define below, and we've got the prompt like so. So if we open this up full screen, analyze this brand asset and create a detailed brand profile, here's a campaign, here's a target mood, and here's a task, right? So basically we've assigned a task for them to do the whole process. Now, if you look over here, we said this is the output, right? So this is the input, aka the prompt. This is the output. And so if you wanted to test this step, you could, you can test it like so. We'd have to go through the whole workflow again, but you get the point. If you want to see how that works in action, we've got an example over here, right? And then we've got the system message as well. So if we pull this up full screen, let me show you the prompts we've used here. So we've got role, brand strategist, and visual analyst, mission, analyze brand assets to extract strategic marketing insights. And then we've got the whole framework that it's using, right? Along with a tone. Now, if you want like more professional, you can put here professional yet creative. If you wanted more UGC style, you can edit the tone directly here. But essentially, this is a really easy process to generate the outputs. Analog says, have you seen the new workflow agent for N10? It's probably being rolled out right now. Not seen that yet, but sounds pretty cool. And then we've got the information being passed from the image to Google Drive to the brand strategy agent. That's going to then send it over to the creative director. And inside this section here, we have another AI agent. Now, bear in mind, when we're doing this, we've also got a structured output parser. So you can see here, we're taking that information and just structuring it for JSON so we can pass it on to the next part of the process. And then also we're using GPT-4o Mini. Now, you can use whatever AI you want, right? So you don't have to use GPT Mini 4o. You could use ChatGPT. You could use a free API if you wanted for the OpenRouter AI agents here. We're just using GPT-4o because it's fast and it's easy. So then we've got the creative director. And you can see here, if we pull this up full screen, we've said create a cinematic video concept. Now you could change that to create a UGC video concept. So if you, whatever style you want, you just edit the prompt inside this section. Then it's going to take the outputs from the previous modules along with the campaign brief and the target mood that we gave it inside the first section. And we said develop a premium video concept, this brand to life through compelling visual storytelling. And again, you could change this to like create a UGC video concept or create like a vlog style concept. You don't have to do this. So pretty cool. And then finally, we pass on to our production specialist. And the production specialist basically just transforms this into a creative concept and a precise video generation prompt, right? So it's taken all the inputs so far, the mood, the style, the target, the creative, the strategy, and then it's going to turn that into a video prompt based on all the previous outputs. It's going to take that original asset URL. So this is where it pulls the image in. And then we say create a production ready prompt that will generate a compelling brand video, show the character walking, talking, live, whatever, right? Now inside the system message, so this is like the user prompt and this is the system message, kind of like how it's trained. You can see we've got details on like technical precision, visual clarity, production realism, brand authenticity, output requirements, etc. All right, how to structure the prompt and everything else. So 3 different AI agents edit and come up with the ideas before we finally generate the brand video. Now, what you're going to see over here is we are using FAL and VEO3 Fast to generate the outputs. Now, if you've never used FAL before, essentially this uses Google's API to generate videos. So if we go over to Google to FAL now, I'll show you what I mean. And we're using VEO3 Fast. The reason that we use VEO3 Fast is because it's cheaper and it's faster, which means that you're going to get better outputs for your avatar videos. So for example, if we type in VEO3 over here, you can see a few different options. You got VEO3 image to video, you got VEO3 Fast, etc. The one that you can see we are using is image to video, and that is this one over here. Right now, what you can also see here is we're generating a webhook. This is going to trigger the next part of our workflow, which I'll show you in a second, so that we can download the video once it's ready. And it might take about a minute before it's ready. That way, you just don't have to sit around waiting. It just automatically pulls in the video. So we're using the file webhook. And then here you can see we are using the header parameters, content type, application JSON, X brand campaign. We've got the brand asset right there. Then we send the body with the aspect ratio, the image URL and the prompt, and that's going to send it over to FAL. Once that's done, we're on to the final part of our workflow, which is the webhook. So remember I said over here, we trigger a webhook once the video is generated. Over here, we have that webhook trigger, and that triggers our next part of the campaign. So we validate the generation, which you can see here. We just have to make sure it's generated properly. Finally, we're going to download the brand video, which you can see over here. So we've taken all the inputs and downloaded the brand video as a get. So this is a HTTP get. And then finally, we're going to upload that to Google Drive, like you can see over here. Right? And the reason that we upload it to Google Drive is just so that we can find it later and we can get access to it and everything else, right? Nice and easy. And then you see here, Google Drive, resource file, operation upload, input data field, data, brand video is the file name with the date. So we've inserted the date inside the file name from our Google Drive inside the NA10 video section. And that's basically it. That's the whole workflow, right? And so you can change it however you want. I mean, like some people, they probably want to, you know, I don't know, create like a Yeti vlogging or something like that. So you could put like Yeti vlogging on his phone from the phone's perspective. Then we'll go to create images and we can put photo realistic. So if you wanted to change a character, you're not just limited to like male or female or that sort of thing. You could easily use this for generating images of like funny characters. I know Yetis were just popping off earlier this year when it comes to that stuff, right? So you can see here we've got that now. And then we can either say like, we could say that, okay, make it more realistic, feel more real, authentic, like a photo. Or you could just screenshot and then plug it into Gemini and use the image generation method that way as well. So let's wait for that to load. Here we go. All right, so we're going to download that. The only thing that I do find with Gemini Nano Banana is like, you see how I've asked it to make it more realistic and just totally ignore that and gave me basically the same thing. That's just something you have to be careful of. You'd be better off just going and creating a new chat, to be honest, from what I've seen. So from here, we can then run the workflow again. I'm just going to refresh the page. All right. And then inside here as well, you can change the format. So you can say, okay, make a UGC video concept. And the same over here. And then you can check this as well. All right. And then in the creative director as well, you can edit the prompt to change the visual style however you want. So then we're going to execute the workflow. We'll upload that file we just picked a second ago, which is this one. So if you just wanted to create like a Yeti vlogging or something like that, we can insert that form. And now you can see that's running the workflow. Send it over to the production specialist now, and then it's going to fire it off to FAL in a second, right? Now we can click execute workflow over here, and that'll wait for the trigger event. So basically what that's going to do is wait for FAL to finish generating. Then it's going to create the webhook, which triggers this workflow, like you can see right here. One thing I also want to say here is like in the validate generation section, you can see that we've got a choice between false and true. Now, if it's false, it's just going to stop right there and end the workflow. If it's true, then it's going to send it over to download brand video and archive brand video inside Google Drive. Now, if you want to import the JSON file from the AI Money Lab, you can go to the AI Money Lab over here, scroll down, download whichever JSON file you want. So for example, this one, hit download there. Then you can go to create workflow, import from file, upload the JSON, and there you go, right? It's all ready and built for you directly. And then you can just set up your own instructions and APIs directly here, right? So really simple and easy to do. Nice little process, doesn't take long at all, and you can see exactly how it works. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to get access to the AI Money Lab, link in the comments description. We actually drop like daily trainings, as you can see inside the community, very active community. It's got 23,700 members in there. So, you can join a bunch of people who are interested in building this stuff too. If you want to get the templates from today, just scroll down to the NA10 automation templates inside the classroom. And you can see all of these different trainings over here as well that are inside the AI Money Lab. Now, if you want to get help implementing this stuff, I know a lot of people struggle with setting up APIs, making NA10 actually like useful for a business. People struggle with that. You can actually join the AI Profit Boardroom with a community here that's very active. This is just for high level AI entrepreneurs who want to save time, right? So you don't need to be technical or anything like that to join this community. But this is just about people who are serious about saving time and growing their business and scaling with AI. Because, it's all good playing with this stuff, but if you don't just want to be sat around playing with toys all day and you actually want to use this stuff and make it useful inside your business, then join the AI Profit Boardroom, because inside there, we show you all of our plug and play AI workflow faults that I actually use personally inside my business. The other thing that you'll find inside here is that you'll get a daily Q&A with me where I'll answer your questions via text. And then for really complex stuff, I'll actually create a video tutorial. Additionally, we have unlimited tech support in there. So if you get stuck or you struggle setting this stuff up with NA10, then you can create a thread and get answers quickly from the community with 5 weekly live coaching calls. And also there's a refund guarantee inside there. So no questions asked. If you don't like it, we'll refund your money. We'll high-five you on the way out. All right. Just say thanks for joining. And then additionally, you can see how active the community is here, how much good stuff we've got. Very active, lots of cool stuff going on. And we're just helping each other grow. The other thing here as well is that we do giveaways each month, like you can see, only for AI Profit Boardroom community members. And then additionally, inside the classroom here, we have all of my best automations, like you can see step by step. Now, if you're overwhelmed with AI or you don't know where to start, but you want to learn from scratch how to use NA10, you can start right here with the 6-week AI automation class. And then you can see all these different other workflows here. So for example, like we land a lot of clients doing AI automation. If you want to learn how we do that, just join the agency course. And then if you want to grow your business with YouTube, you can actually get all of this stuff right here. Additionally, we have tons of different giveaways here. So the more active you are inside the community, the more help you're going to get inside the leaderboard here. You unlock free stuff at every level, which is pretty cool, including, for example, like a one-to-one call with me, custom GPT built for you, AI social media audit, where we'll look at your social media and give you tips via video. So loads of cool stuff that you can unlock inside there. And then additionally, didn't even mention it yet, but you get 5 weekly coaching calls. So you can jump on those coaching calls, ask any questions you have, get help and support when you need to. You can ask our PhD scientist, Dr. Jeff, any questions you have. We also have weekly NA10 automation masterclasses too. So there's just so much there to help you and empower you to grow your business and scale and save time with AI. So feel free to get that link in the comments description. Quantum says, do you see Hexstrike AI or Tencent Hanyuan? I've not tested those with this workflow, but I think it probably work pretty well. And then Breakthrough says OpenAI or ObeyAI. Yeah, OpenAI is what I'm using for this workflow right here. Additionally, if you're like a very busy business owner, you don't want to be doing this stuff yourself, right? Like you're probably not the sort of person. If you're a 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure entrepreneur, there's no way you're going to be sat there messing around with NA10. If you just want to hire us to do this for you and, set up these automations based on what's working for us in our business, what we're going to do is very simple 3-step process. If you book in a call with us, an AI automation call, link in the comments description, is on that call, we're going to look at where you spend your time, right? So where do you spend the majority of your time? From there, we're actually going to look at what systems you can build to grow your business, but also save you time and get you more leads and customers. If you want to hire us to do it, usually costs about, I would say, $2,000 in automation. If you want to hire us to go off and do that for you, then feel free. If not, happy that you just booked in a call with us and wanted to talk with us. Appreciate that. So yeah, there you go. Falsan says, is the Veo 3 video free at Gemini Pro, but does NA10 work with it? No, so you've got to, if you're using an API to generate videos with Veo 3, you pay for it, right? If you want cheaper ones, I actually do have inside the AI Profit Boardroom cheaper options. Like, for example, I think I've got Seed. Let's have a look inside the classroom. This is the AI Profit Boardroom, right? So if you're inside the AI Profit Boardroom and you want a cheaper workflow, you want to save money, then what you can do here is you can go to the video-based templates, and then you're going to use Minimax automation, right? And that's way cheaper, right? So if you want to get that, it's directly inside the AI Profit Boardroom, along with a bunch of other different templates that you can use too. So yeah, if you want to go deep on this stuff, you want to use cheaper APIs, etc., join the AI Profit Boardroom, get the NA10 templates, and you can just download and import these, like you can see, a lot cheaper. So thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.